Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Good day. Well, the time of day right now it's night. It's pretty late. I had a lot of things to do today, but finally got some free time. Now I did stream early this morning. Finished up that one storyline in Honkai Star Rail. Got that out of the way. So now we can get back to painting. I'm pretty much done with this tank. I just want to show you the final results. Now there's a lot of touch-ups you could do. Like if you're never done when you're painting, there's always touch-ups. There's always improvements, especially when you're an amateur like me. And you could always improve your skills. Ooh, I know the heavy bolters. I could definitely paint more, do some more painting. Got the magnets going. Got all these pieces. And now we are going to move on to Ephrael Stern and her buddy, Kagano? I can never really say that right. We already primed them. We primed them last time we streamed. Streamed our paintings, doing our painting thing. I think I got them fixed right. Like this guy, I don't know. I think this is sticking out a little bit too much. It's showing way more on the side than it does in the box, but you know what? Whatever. We're just going to deal with what we got. And so I was thinking with these things, so kind of has this kind of cool color scheme going on, like multicolor, kind of like fades with the greens and dark greens and blacks. And I was thinking, I'm not gonna have to do that. But back when I was painting my Chaos Space Marine army, hold up, let me see if I can get some more light. I think it's a little bit dark on the table here. Hola madre, ¿cómo está? All right, again, like this is not a blue shirt. I don't know why this is gray. Oh wow. So my Chaos Space Marine army, like okay, this is the Forge Fiend that I painted like this like 10 years ago when I was doing Chaos Space Marines. It's kind of hard to tell, but the teal, like when I was making the teal paint, I mixed in a little bit of silver to get a little bit more of like a metallic glittery kind of. Okay, there it's focusing. It's hard to tell, like you would have to look in real close, but there is like a little bit of silver glitter hidden inside that teal. Come on, focus. Focus. Okay, it's weird. On my OBS, it's not showing focus, but on the YouTube, it's showing more focus. I don't get it. Oh, bien, gracias. So we're gonna try to do something, the same thing with this guy, trying to get a little bit of the glitter. Oh, by the way, remember when I mentioned when I was building this tank, we had all these top pieces, so we could build this tank, and like I said, like all these different variants. But when you buy from game workshops, you can't really do that. You gotta buy separately. Here's an example. When I got this the Forge Fiend kit officially from game workshops. Well, you could build this in one of two ways. As a Forge Fiend, which you have like these weapons on the side, or like those like plasma weapons you could have on here instead. If I was doing I should have I could probably rip this off and try to magnetize it. But anyway, but there's a melee version of this called the Mauler Fiend. But you only get enough parts to build either the Forge Fiend or the Mauler Fiend. Because you only get one body, you get one set of legs. But you get different head types and different arm types. So I had the extra head types. I got the extra arm type, well, extra arm types, but I didn't have the legs and I didn't have the body. So what I did, this is my Mauler Fiend. Has the tendrils and everything. See, there goes the extra arms for the melee attacks. There's extra head. And there's like a little extra bit back here for the tail. I actually got a toy truck for the body. You see, there goes the wheels. Like his back legs are actually wheels. So I got a toy truck, and you know, I painted that. I ripped off some parts of the truck, and then I glued on the extra parts, so I could actually have a Mauler Fiend and a Forge Fiend. So I had parts to make one of either, but not both, unless I get, you know, creative. And that's what's annoying with Game Workshops. It's like if I wanted both, I would need to buy this kit twice, so I could build both. But then I have all these extra parts. But you know, that's how they make the big. Well, that's one of the ways they make big money. And these things are not cheap, not cheap at all. I think it was like, how much was that cost? Like 65 bucks, 70 bucks, something like that. Okay, so I want to start off with this guy. I want to paint like this energy hexes. So we are going to try to make that sparkly teal. We're going to start off with silver. I got this. Again, this is really old. I don't know if it's separated or not. I don't even know if it's still good. And I noticed, like I watched some painting videos while I was offline. My paints are really bad. They are so separated, because you notice I've been trying to do like multiple coats on my other pieces because the paints were just like spreading out too much. It wasn't sticking. It's because it's way too watery. The water separated too much from the paint. When I see other people's painting videos, it's like when they're brushing the paint on, the paint's sticking. It is like right there. It's like, oh, my paints aren't doing that. But I'm cheap. I got so much of this paint. I'm gonna use it up. I'm just going to have to deal with it. The silver seems fine. Like these paints seem fine. It's the ones I got in the big jugs. All right. So got a little bit of silver in there. We are going to add green. Shake this up. Okay. Oh, and anybody who's watching, if you want to talk, if you have any questions, feel free to type in chat. I'm an amateur. I know a little bit of stuff. I tell you what I can do, what I can. And what I can't tell you, well, I'll tell you I don't know. Man, this is kind of like exploded. Let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have to waste that. See if we can scoop that up. Toothpick. I don't want to close it like that because then it's gonna get dried up like that and seal the top. Let's see here. Maybe that. Gonna need to get an extra tissue. Hold up. Oh, and I'm wearing long sleeves today because apparently somebody's watching me last time was complaining about how skinny my arms are. I get it. I haven't been to the gym in years. I used to be in better shape. Fit. Don't need you rubbing it in. Mm-hmm. You know who you are. I'm gonna mix the green and the silver. Now I forget, there's another color I'm supposed to mix in here to get the teal. I can't remember. I think it's blue. Do I add blue to it to get that teal? I think it is blue. I'm gonna put a little bit of blue. Hold on. It's a little bit chunky. That's fine. Might add a little bit more silver. Maybe I'll add in some gold. I have no idea what color combination we'll get out of that if I add gold. But the gold also has that like little glitter sparkle in there. No, I think this is fine. I don't know, if you think I should add a little bit of gold, let me know. Maybe I'll do it. Probably add a little bit more blue to make it more teal. The green is really overtaking it. Just a little bit. Oh, that's a lot of it. I ain't going back in. All right. All right, let's see what kind of hue we get out of this. Sad thing is, we don't need anywhere near this amount of paint. We're gonna use like a tiny, tiny fraction of a fraction. Oh, that turned out pretty well. The blue didn't overpower it. Right, so my OBS is doing something weird here. Is that better? Yeah. I got a message. Okay. My phone is doing something weird. Alright. I'm happy with that color. I'm seeing the glitter. Which brush we're gonna use? This one? Nah. Start off with this one. Okay. It's going on pretty well. Now I know I could get the official Game Workshop paints and they will definitely make things easier. But man, they are pricey for how much you get. Like for the cost of those paints, I could buy like those like big paint jugs I got and just mix my own paints, and I think I'll still save money if I did that. I used to be pretty good at figuring out how to mix colors back in high school when I took my art class seriously. In fact, that was like one of my art projects. I needed to sort of like mixing up a whole bunch of paints and do my own color wheel. Let's get underneath here too. Ooh, I don't think we got much of a primer underneath here at all. You know, when I'm done with these models, part of me is going to be kind of sad. Because I don't have anything else to paint once I'm done with these two. I want to call up my little bro, have him boot up his 3D printer, and send me more stuff. I totally want to do that, but I don't want him to do it for free. I pay him for that stuff. I don't ask for freebies. And you know, it's his job. I wouldn't want him doing free work when he has other paying customers to take care of. But I am in a bit of a position where I really need to save money. I mean, it's not like those 3D printer models are expensive or anything. I gotta start pinching those pennies. Maybe I could do an IOU. Because I really want more models. I want to completely redo my Sister of Battle army. One of these days, maybe I'll do a showcase and I'll show off my armies. Not anytime soon, like I don't really have the space to do that right now. And I'll do it in a neat way. Celia and I are in the process of doing some house hunting. So I might wait till after we find a place and move, but that might take some time. Maybe in a few months. So you'll need to get some more 3D printed models till then. This is going on pretty well. I don't know, can you guys see the color? Since I use black primer, it is making things pretty dark. I think you can kind of see it, right? Maybe I'll do the same for swords, and then add like a silver edge on there, so it's not completely this teal color. Just like the teal will be like an energy effect on the sword. Here, it's like I'm trying not to get his body with this. I'm trying to get to just the blades. Hope you guys are liking the this lo-fi music. Like, I keep trying to change up which version I play every night when I do these streams. But I know there's a lot of overlap with some of them. Some spots down here I missed. There's a little bit of a glob there. Spread that out. It's actually looking pretty good. Let's see. Now in the box, it kind of shows his pants are a similar color to those hexes, but lighter. So, let that soak for a little bit. This is what we're going to do. Going to, you know what? Yeah, right. Let me dry that up. I'm going to scoop some of this, put it in here. All right. And then I'm going to take this tiny brush. Let's close that. And that cream color we made previously for the battle tank. I'm going to scoop some of this in here. Let's kind of mix this up a little bit. See how that turns out. It's not too bad. This might actually work out. All right. Let's try to get his legs. His boots we're actually going to paint black. So we don't want to get any of this stuff on his boots, just his pants. Try not to pay any attention that I'm spending a lot of time on his butt. I just want to make sure it's properly covered. And he actually has a cod piece. That's separate from his pants. On the box it shows like it's a black cod piece with like gold studs. Hilt there. Right. How's this? Am I missing anything? Let's see. I want to make sure there's no like big glaring spots that I might have missed. That's pretty good. Now let's see. Okay, he has like a similar color gradient on his chest piece, but it is like shadowed a little bit, and it has golden studs. So can't really avoid the studs. So we're just gonna paint it on his chest, and then we'll put the gold over it once it dries. Make sure it's not too globbed up. Alright. And we need to avoid his belt. Now, we don't need to do this exactly like it is on the box. I'm just kind of using what we see in the box as a guide. And let's get this on his gloves. Be sure we don't accidentally nick the hilt of the blade. Now it's a shame what they did to this unit in 10th edition. They actually weakened them. Because I think this guy did have like a range attack in older editions. And they had more abilities. 10th edition, they only have like the one ability, and him, all he could do is melee. And he's okay in melee. But that's it. He's really just a glorified meat shield for Ephrael Stern. Like, he's really nothing special. Which is a shame. He used to be able to do more. And like, not a lot more, but there's more to him than just like an extra set of melee attacks. Oh, the right hand is actually not gloved. I thought it was gloved. So can we wipe that off? I'm sorry, not his right. His left hand is not gloved. Can I wet this and try to scrub it off? Wow, it's not dried yet. If I wet and spread it out, it might be like weak enough for me to paint over it and not be noticeable. Okay, yeah. Acrylic's a water base, so water is easy to make it separate, but it's still wet. All right. So what I'm gonna do. So his jacket is supposed to be black. So are his boots. We're gonna use the cream color instead. We're gonna go against the grain on this. Yep, our guy's gonna be different. And you know, and when you're painting your models, just use whatever paints you want. Be as creative, be as unique, or you know what, or be as basic as you want. As long as you're happy with how it looks, that's what matters. Like, you are not obligated to paint it in any specific way. Underneath that shoulder pauldron. Okay. Alright, it's gonna be tricky. Need to try to avoid. Wait, what is. There's something on his back. What is that? It's like some kind of device. Alright, don't want to paint that device on his back white, but I want to try to get the jacket so I can be really careful here. Don't want to get the swords either. It's not spreading super well. I had the same problem with the battle tank in this color. I think it's because of the paints are just like they're so old and it's kind of separated. There was something on the surface. There's a device on his wrist, so that device needs to be a different color. So gotta be careful with that. I get this crack right in here. See if we get it from this side. It's a spot over here. Oh, that's gonna be tough to get. Yeah, I think we got it. Nice. Let's get underneath the jacket. Try not to touch his vest. Really don't like how the cream's kind of clumping on this side. See if we can spread that out a bit. Well, it's getting better. All right. And let that dry up. His sash here. Let's see what's up. I'm gonna paint red. But you know what? No. We're gonna go bronze on that, and then we're gonna do like a black wash. Make sure I get all the teal off of this. Trying to get underneath back here without getting his pants. That's very tricky. That's looking pretty good. The white jacket isn't looking as good as I thought it would. let it dry for a little bit. Paint it something else. I mean, I could just go with black, but it's gonna be blending in with that cream color. I'll wait. I'll wait to see how everything else comes together. Now we need to take care of the belt, the shoulders, and his gun, and his little wrist bracelet thing, which all appear to be gold. So we got gold right here. Couldn't get a big tub for gold. Not through lack of you know, trying. Or, you know, shopping. But me and Celia got all this stuff at a Michael's. Just FYI. They're going in there, and somehow I got a whole bunch of gold on my fingers. Oh, so scoop this, get that in there. Don't want to waste any of this. Now, I'm not going to be mixing this with anything. We're just going to just use the gold. Stern, sit over here. Thank you. I'll get to you later. I'll rip that road off. Nah, it's good enough. Let's get his gun first. Try to get the shoulder pads. Now his hair's kind of draping over the shoulder pads, so I'm trying not to get his hair. See if we get underneath here. It's not like it's going to be very noticeable, but I don't want to leave that untouched. Now this little bracelet. Brush is getting a little bit too frizzy. Make sure it's dry before I dip that back into the gold. Pretty much done with the gold. I just want to do some touch-ups. Looking good. Oh, just right, the belt. We've got the belt. Now there's like a gem there. We're gonna paint that a different color. But probably gonna get a little bit of gold on that regardless. This is like the smallest brush I have, and I don't think it's small enough to avoid that. It's like a WWE wrestling belt. You know, I'm wondering if I should commit to the cream colored jacket and then do the cream colored boots and the cream colored cod piece. Should I commit to that? Try to improve the shirt, or should I just go for a different color altogether? That's the black wash. I'm gonna see if I could just commit to the cream and improve that a bit. Maybe I don't go full cream. I could mix that with something else. Let's see what I can mix that with. Ooh, I got an idea. I mix the cream with silver. don't need a lot. Let's spread it up. And then the silver. Just gonna like dip this in there. Take a little bit out. I might have used like too small of a sample to make any big changes. We'll see. Is there any noticeable difference? Not really. Then again, silver isn't really that deep of a color, so it would be difficult for it to overtake anything. So too much cream with that. Didn't I have a second toothbrush? I mean toothpick. I did it. Let's see. Let's just scoop out some. I'll at least get a little bit of the glitter effect on there. Okay, let's give it a shot. Put on his boots. Gotta try not to get that energy thing, energy hexes. boots turned out alright. See if we could touch up the jacket a little bit. Jacket's looking a lot nicer now. I think I'll keep the cod piece black. I think it'll just look goofy if I paint that white. See, that's the black wash. I don't really need to pour out black just for this. We could just dip the brush in there. I know it was primed black, but there's a big difference between leaving it primed and actually using paint. Like there is a noticeable difference you can see. I don't know if it's easy to tell with my video quality, but well, just trust me, there's a difference. My camera just doesn't want to focus. Now, what do we do with the sword? Okay, we're gonna go back to gold real quick. Get the what you call it, the pommel of the sword. Get that gold, and then the handle. Do a little bit of red. Wait, this isn't the pommel. It's what is it called? Where's it the pommel? I forget the weapon parts. It's been a long time since I played Bannerlord. That's how I know. You know, the hilt. The hilt is like up here. The handle. I think this is pommel. Yeah. Which, if you didn't know, is actually really important for a sword because it helps absorb the shock when you're striking your sword against something. Otherwise, that vibration is going to go right into your hand. It's going to hurt. You got a little bit of gold on the handle, or the grip rather. That's fine, we can paint over that. We didn't get that backpack. I don't know what that pack does on his back. I forgot. It's been a while since I read the comics. Guess we could go with this bronze. I'm sorry, this raw Cena. That's what it's called. That's a official name, Rosina. Rosina just happens to have like a copperish bronze look to it. His hair is draped on parts of it too. It's gonna be rough. Oh, right, I forgot this doesn't studs on his codpiece. I guess I can use the Rosina. It's gonna be hard for me to get the studs without getting on the codpiece. Dot there. It's hard for me to see. Not very noticeable, like one of them is. Well, one of them is kind of noticeable. There we go. That's good. A little bit more on his backpack and some spots. I'm gonna go one more go on the shoes with the cream. That needs an extra coat to smooth it out. And go with this sort of silver cream. I got a little bit of the white on his energy hexes. It's alright, we can fix that. It's a little smidge of white there. I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry. Do a better job fixing that. Now, with the swords, I want to add some silver to the swords. So it's not just like all that green glitter, or teal rather. I'm going to mainly focus on the edge part. And have the back part a little bit more the teal, the edge part a little bit more the silver. Make sure I spread that so it's not clumped up. I think it's looking pretty good. Alright, let's see if you guys can see it. That's how it's looking so far. From the back to the swords, get that like that greenish teal like hint. Come on. There we go. With the silver edge. Focus. Now, the hair, well, he has white hair, just straight up white hair. I'm not going to use the cream. I'm just going to use the pure white. The difference is very small, but it's noticeable. I should probably use a small brush again for this. Wait, I got another one here that might work out. Yeah, this might work. Let me soften that up a little. Don't want it too wet, or I don't want it wet at all. Now with the way these paints are just kind of like falling apart. I'm gonna be careful opening this, and I don't want to like the white to just like splatter all over me. I have myself some mushroom coffee. I keep forgetting to drink. Room temperature. The way nature wanted it. Soften that a bit. Yeah, this brush is really, really stiff. Gonna have to wait for this to dry and do one more coat. But yeah, you could definitely see the difference between the white hair and the cream shirt. Focus. Come on, focus. Get close, slowly pull away. Nope. Yep, you see the difference? Yeah, so anybody who's looking at this and thinking like, oh, the cream color, that's just white. Nope. There's a noticeable difference. Now, do I have any? Okay, here, this one's empty. Skin tone, I've always had trouble making good skin tone for my characters, which is why I tend to just rather have helmeted characters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with raw sienna, and then I'm going to add white to it, and see how well that turns out. Because these characters, they're pretty pale. And since they're like, you know, sort of magical, having a little bit of that glittery sheen might add to their magical effect. Well, Ephrael Stern is magical. Her friend Kaigano, he's an Eldar. They're sort of magical. They're more attuned with their psychic abilities. I might add too much white. Really overtaking the raw sienna. Yeah, let's add more to raw sienna. Raw sienna's pretty chunky. It's having trouble coming out. It might be a little bit dried up, which is probably why it's having trouble mixing. But we're getting there. Now, if I add water to it, that might help, but then that's going to really weaken the paint, and we're going to run into that issue where it's just not sticking to the model because it's getting washed away. We're almost getting a decent skin tone. Still too, like, way too, like, these characters are pale, but they, you know, they look like people, not mannequins. I might need to replace this soon. You know, that depends if I end up getting more models to paint. Which, who knows when that's going to be. Yep, this is starting to look much better now. I might need to risk it. I might need to add a little bit of water. Just a little bit of water. Oops. Again, any in there? Take this brush stone. Get a few drops. And that was very little, but hopefully that little bit goes a long way, because if we put too much, we're going to be in trouble. Alright, it's starting to get a little bit more creamy there. A little bit more smooth. Still a bit chunky. Now, I think this might be darker than her natural skin color, but I'm okay with that. Like, it still does look like a skin tone. I think if I try to add white to it, I might end up just making it look unnatural, and then having to, like, spending like the next 5 minutes going back and forth, and then we just have paint overflowing this thing and have to start all over again. Oh, and I just realized I used black primer on there, so it's going to naturally get darker. Oh well. We'll say that these two, you know, went to the beach for a weekend. You know, they took a break from the Black Library to catch some sun. Definitely going to need my tiny brush for this. Gonna test this on his hand or to paint his face. So his left hand is ungloved. Oh, the color is not too bad. Now the spread is what I'm concerned about. Okay, definitely going to need another coat because it's pretty thin, but it's spread out pretty well. Make sure it doesn't clump. Alright, now for the face, which I would say is more important. As you're going to notice that a lot more than you're going to notice his hand. Got a little bit on his hair, but I can touch that up when I do the second coat on the hair. Oh, it's not bad. I mean, not perfect, but not bad. Now I know there's there's this trick I used to use to paint the eyeballs, where I got other toothpicks, but I'll take a toothpick, dab the very tip of the toothpick with the color I wanted the eyeball, and just boop, poke him in the eye. But I'm gonna wait for this paint to dry before I do that. Now I forgot to paint the handle of the swords, and I said I was gonna do that red. And I really gotta stop making myself coffee when I do these things, because I never drink it while it's hot. Okay, a little bit of the red. Get on the tip there. Let's get the other sword. Right, that works out. Now let's finish up the hair. Celia, you might get me a fresh toothpick. I think the toothpicks are in a container somewhere over there. Should be on top of the counter, I think. It's like this little cylinder. I wonder if it's at the coffee table. Pretty sure it's on the counter over there. hair's looking fine. What up, guys? Be right back. Yeah, it wasn't like way out in the open, just kind of out, partly in the open. It was disguising itself along with a salt shaker and pepper shaker. Like, I'm looking at the face. I'm wondering if I should do a second coat for the face, or if I should leave it as is. If I do more, I might ruin it. But it's not. But it could be better right now. I'm gonna do another coat. Oh, that's not the skin. There's this one. Okay. So a little bit, very tiny bit. Yeah, this is turning out better. Glad I did this. I don't regret it. Now let's do the same for the hand. So miss the spot on the part of the hand here. All right. We'll use the same skin tone for Stern. Now I want to do something with these hexes. I don't want it to just be that one color. I was going to do a wash, but it should be more than just a wash. Okay, I'm going to use this lighter color we made earlier for his pants and stuff. I'm gonna wet the brush a little bit. Use this on the edges. I've spread it a little bit too much, so I'm going to wet the brush and not wash it off, but try to make it a little bit more translucent. Kind of like a wash. Do the same here. All right, I put an extra napkin. We're going to dab it a little bit. Get all the excess water off that. Don't want to press too hard. This thing's kind of fragile. All right, neat. We got a little bit of a, I don't know what to go, like a gradient. Too much there. Yeah. Cool. I forgot. I wanted to center the belt. That's like a gem. I'm gonna go red to paint that gem. And there's also a gem on his bangle here. We're going to paint red. Color his eyes. Let me get a close up here on his eyes. I can't tell. You know what? We'll go with this darker teal color. I'm going to dab his eyeball with it. Get a toothpick. Oop. Let's get the toothpick in there. Okay. Let's see. Where's his eyeball? I got a little bit too much on the toothpick. Don't want to glob it. There we go. Get his other eyeballs. Come underneath his hair. There. I think we're done. We just got to do the wash. Yep. Let's just get a good old-fashioned black wash. Do we need to add more water to it? Is it? Yeah, we're gonna need to add more water to that. It's our big brush. Here we go. Okay, here we go. That worked out surprisingly well, especially on the face. We got a little bit more shadow work on his face now. We just wanted to add this a little bit. We got a little bit too much water in some spots. Do a little bit of touch up. Alright, gonna let that go ahead and dry up. We're pretty much done with that. Of course, we could touch it up. Everything could be touched up to be better. Now we got Stern. Where do we start with you? Now we can start going from bottom to top, which means we've got to start on the bricks. But that's not the fun part. Oh, this was the wash. This wasn't the wash. Whoops. Just add a bunch of black to that. I just thought the wash really dried up. I was wrong. Alright. Let's see. She has a lot of black, red, and gold. A little bit of white. And we'll probably keep her more traditional sister battle. Wait a minute, her cape doesn't have the purity seal on it. Why does it keep not have the purity seal? Hey, I'm looking at the picture here. Why does mine not have it? Weird. Anyway. We are going to start with the black parts of our armor. No, you don't know. We're going to do red. Because if we accidentally get some red on the parts that are supposed to be black, it'll be a lot easier to cover that up with the black afterward. Get the cape. Now I believe red was one of the paints we had trouble properly spreading because of just how old it is, and it's just kind of separated, like the water and the paint. Actually, now that I think about it, didn't I try to make this a darker red? So I mixed the red and black. Yeah, we don't want it so dark. So after this dry, we'll try to just do pure red. We got the sash flowing in from the back. It's also going to be red. The second sash flowing out to the side. Got a glob of red on our leg by accident. It's bound to happen. See if I can clean that up a little bit. What's that? There we go. I mean, yeah, we could paint over it, but the less we have there, the easier it will be to cover up. to get all the cracks like in the like with the cape where it's like kind of like flown up and backpacks in the way and trying to get underneath that. That's it for the red for now. Gonna let that dry. Now she does have gold, like her knee pads are gold. And the hilt and pommel of her sword are gold. At least the hilt is. Bring out the small one again. I'll pour this thing out into another container. Just a little bit. Might need a second coat on these knee pads. For the most part, I think they're good. Sword hilt is fine. Now the blade is supposed to be gray, but I think I'm just going to go pure silver. Make this a silver blade. go with the silver. That should be done for the blade. You know what I just realized? So in 40K right now, you know, Gilliman, Primarch of the Ultramarines, he's awake and he's kind of taking over the Imperium, trying to lead things. And apparently he has this relationship, or canonically, he's allied with this female Eldar. I forget her name. And a lot of people online are trying to ship them into a relationship, right? It's like, oh, how scandalous. Like a Primarch from the Imperium and a Eldar. Haven't seen that before, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Ephrael Stern and Kagano did it first. I mean, she's not a Primarch, but they're allies. I mean, they're... And she's a Sister of Battle, who's like probably the most xenophobic, religious, dogmatic kind of character you could possibly get. You know, so they're even more of an odd couple. Because then, oh, well, the Primarchs, wouldn't that, they hate Xenos the most? Well, it turns out that not all Primarchs were all gung-ho or wiping out all the Xenos. Some of them, I don't know if Gilman was involved, but I know like Hekajai Khan, and I forget who else. It's like, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't need to kill all the aliens. You know, maybe some of them could actually help us out. And Emperor's like, no. And then Khan's like, alright, I guess, you're the boss. Not many people know that. See, we can start getting the black on there. Well, let's get the cape going first. But we need a lighter red. We're just gonna go pure red. Top of that dark red. Where we at? This is my last empty container. Maybe we won't need it. Maybe I could just like take it straight out of this thing. Since we're just going pure red. Yeah, it looks like this red is the red paint in general is just kind of washed out. We'll need a bigger brush, at least for this part of the cape. Let me shake this up some more. A little bit frustrating. Like I shouldn't still be seeing the primer underneath this paint. having so much trouble with the battle tank. This paint doesn't really want to stick. Or it doesn't want to go on smooth because of how separated it is. I got a little bit on this tassel here. Then we can start painting the black parts of her armor. Oh, she has sleeves too that are also red. Just notice those. See how's that looking. I'll let that dry up for now. Okay. Now let's get our power armor going. Right here. She's her bolt pistol right here, which I probably also paint black, but I could also probably paint that silver and gray. Just to not just have everything always be black, just have it stand out a little bit more. Because if I paint the bolt pistol black, and it's going to be sitting on top of her power armor, it's going to be very easy to just not notice. I think I might go with a silverish gray on the bolt pistol, but I'll paint it black for now, just, and then I can paint over that. So it gets power pack without accidentally hitting the cape. Gotta be careful around here because she has an Aquila on her shoulders. Well, not Aquila, well, just is it Aquila? No, I think it's just wings. And that should be white if we're going to be as accurate as possible to her. I might make it gold instead. But it shouldn't be black. Miss anything? Right here we got a little bit of red from when I was doing the tassel on her legs, so make sure I cover that up. Oh, there's a nook right here. It's looking good. I'm gonna paint the handle of her blade black. Looks like the pommel's a skull, so I'm gonna paint that white. Her gloves brown? Like a darkish brown color? Yeah, they are. Okay, so I'm going to paint her gloves black, and then I'm going to put the raw scene on top of it after it dries. Trying to get in between the cracks here and be careful not to get the red sleeve painted up. Drop a brush. All right. Now we're going to get her hair and then her face. We are going to use the small brush for this. Let's see. I'm going to go pure white for the hair again. Now, not all Sisters of Battle have pure white hair. In fact, most of them dye their hair white. Because it looks like she's part of, according to the paint pattern on her armor, she's part of the martyred lady group of sisters about. Like they have their own, kind of chapters, like Space Marines do. I think it's called covens. And most sisters in the Martyred Lady coven, they paint their hair white and do like that bob haircut in honor of I forget the name of the woman. She's like the one that started this chapter or this coven. Like she died a martyr, which is why this coven is called like the Martyred Lady. And they do this out of respect for her. Now it's not mandatory, but a lot of them do it. And since the Martyred Lady is like the poster boy or poster girl or however you want to say it, poster character for the sisters, it's just like the most well-known look for them. A little bit too clumpy here. With the brush, now I'm able to spread it out a little bit better. Back's a little bit of a pain because it's not like flat and smooth. It's really jaggedy. Oh, you can't see it because I got the camera in the way, sorry. Wash this and then we're gonna get her face. A little bit in the power armor, that's fine. I could cover that back up. Gonna let that paint dry on her face for now. Let's finish up the gloves. I believe I said I was gonna use raw sienna on the gloves. I do want the raw sienna to be a little bit faded, maybe a little bit darker, like really worn out gloves. So brush is still a little bit wet while I'm putting it on there, so it's kind of spread out and sort of the way I want it. Not perfect, but I honestly don't know what else I could do to try to get the effect I have in my head. That's pretty close. I think that's pretty good for the gloves. Now she has all these talismans and things on her bandolier. I am going to, like, what's the color I was going to use? I'm going to use this orange on some of these things on her bandolier. Back to the tiny brush. Alright, this color does not spread well because of reasons. Yeah, I'm not going to use this one. It's going to be frustrating to try to make this work. Remember the trouble I had trying to use that with the whirlwind rockets. That's the gold, that's the skin color. Am I going to make a new paint for this? I don't want to have to make a new paint for this. I have gold in here, but I don't need gold in here, so I can mix this up with something else. Let's mix the gold up. That'd be a good color to mix it up with. Raw sienna. I was thinking about it, then I was like, nah, and I'm thinking, yeah. If this thing would even want There's double glitter, but they're both kind of dry. So let's see what kind of color we get out of this experiment. We're definitely going to need to add water to this. We need that Rosina to break up and mix. Oh, we're getting something. Right now it's kind of like a darker gold or a lighter Rosina. I'm curious, what will we get if we add some of this horrible orange to it? It's already kind of wet. So, no, we'll use this brush. Wait, the stiff one, the stiff one. Just that glob will be plenty. Not really sure what to call this color. But that orange pretty much just vanished. Barely did anything. What if we had something else? Kind of got like an experimental kind of mood. How about some of the cream? We got plenty of that. Oh, it's getting smoother. I think this will have to do. Not sure what to call that. Let's finish up her face and hair now. Use a tiny brush. Where's our white? Over here. Oh right, we didn't get the shoulder. Little, not quite Aquila on there. All right. Here. Oh, got a little bit on her face, but that's fine. We can paint over that. It's not much. All right, let's get her face. Oh, close, close. It's not a Grave Lord. This is Ephrael Stern, Sister of Battle. So, almost a compliment, I guess. Faces are always tough for me to paint. I think that's okay. So, this is who I'm painting. Come on, camera, focus. Focus. Close, slowly back away. And focus. What about, okay, go back. All right, there we go. These are the two I'm painting. Yeah, I got this years and years ago, and I've been holding off on painting them so I could do a stream, but you know, life gets in the way. Then I just kind of like forgot about it. So since I started doing these streams, I found this box. I was like, oh yeah, this is something I wanted to do for a while. Occlusions and memorials, sweet. Yeah, I'm just getting back into the painting hobby after being away for such a long time. Unfortunately, these are the last models I got to paint until I bugged my brother to 3D print me some stuff. These are actually official Game Workshop things, by the way. Uh, this tank is pretty much done. I mean, it could use some touch-ups, but it's done. Okay, let the face paint dry. We gotta get the bricks down here. We're gonna need to mix up gray, so it's our last container here. Oh yeah, they're easily my second favorite army. Orcs being my most favorite. I even got some of the sisters books, the Faith and Fire, and I forget a few the other ones. It's like part of a series, and some audiobooks. I don't have anything new, like recent from them though. Like all the books and lore I got from them is old stuff. I get a nice gray color out of this. Yeah, well, the army I have, very few of them are actually official sisters. Like I got them off of I forget the website it was, but it was selling like some generic tabletop D&D models, and I just found like female soldier with a gun. They're like 98 cents each, about 100 of them, and man, were they cheap. Like not just the price, but cheaply made. But I was like, you know what? For the same price I paid for these, I could have probably gotten like 6 official like metal sisters, because they didn't have the resin or the plastic versions back then. But now that 3D print is a thing, I actually found some really good 3D printed models. I just gotta get my brother to print them out for me. Oh yeah, like I got no problem using proxies. It's like I painted them. I used like extra bits after my Space Marine army to make them look as legit as possible. I'm proud of it. But man, it'll be awesome if I could just paint up like the army all over again, just for an excuse to paint more models. I haven't heard of that brand. Like the ones I've been going to, well, like I said, my younger brother, he does like a 3D printed model business. So I've been finding a lot of really good like 3D models to use for this from what's the name of this website? You know, I'm just going to copy and paste like the spot where I got the model for the battle tank. And on that site, you can find a whole bunch of other stuff. And I found an army that works perfectly, and I mean spot on, for sisters. Even like a few really good models to use for St. Celestine. I got the original St. Celestine model. Even got it all painted up. But I wouldn't mind painting up a new one. A fancier one. Yeah, once I'm able to like get my own gaming room, get my brother-in-law to build me a gaming table, I'm gonna get in a lot of terrain. Like I got a few like some terrain like I made way back in the day out of cardboard and milk cartons and stuff. You know, it works. I still have it. But again, just give me an excuse to paint some more stuff, and I'll do it. Bricks are looking pretty good. Sure, it's no clumped up paint on there. Now there's a metal bar sticking out there, so we should paint that different. Yeah, styrofoam is the best for making terrain. But for me, like cardboard has always been like easy access. So that's why I would use that stuff. Like whatever I could get my hands on. There was a time where I would just go to like a Goodwill and just get some like really cheap toys and use that to like craft like terrain models, like units and pretty much anything. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dab her eyeballs real quick with some silver. Yeah, she's supposed to be like shooting at some like psycho energy out of them. Touch up, like do one more coat on her cape and then do a wash and she should be done. Yeah, my inspiration for a lot of terrain and stuff has been the Dawn of War games. I remember I made my own orc wog tower after playing Dawn of War 1. Just I literally just got some sticks outside. Got some cardboard. I got some wire. I think I used like a paper clip. I used some pliers to bend the paper clip around to tie up the 3 sticks, so it's kind of like standing up, and then put some like a cardboard box on top to act as the top of the tower, and put like a little like a big shooter on there. And I was planning on like getting a Gretchen model to man that big shooter. And then my friend, the one who got me into 40K, he's like, that's not a real thing you could do on the tabletop. It's like, I don't care. Oh, I love Soulstorm. So Dark Crusade and Soulstorm were easily my favorite expansions for Dawn of War. Like there was a little bit of story. Like I think I forget the one. Okay, like you get the original Dawn of War. Then there was another one, Winter Assault. That was awesome. But then there was another one where you played as the Chaos Space Marines. That was cool. But Dark Crusade, it's like I went nuts over that one. And Soulstorm came out, which is just an expansion off of Dark Crusade. Oh, those games are so fun. Alright, let's touch up the cape. I think I was doing it straight out of the red paint thing. Oh yeah, like I remember I tried modding my Dawn of War Soulstorm, like just to see what I could do. And I had no idea that just how big the modding community got for it. When I just dipped my toes into it, it was nuts. I'm surprised people are like still so fanatical over that. Not only that, Dawn of War 2, the I forget the name of the expansion, but it was like they had that horde mode. Well, horde, not horde, horde mode, where you pick a hero and then you just like fight wave after wave for enemies. People are still playing that today. There's still communities doing that. Even Space Marine, a game I worked on by the way, my name is in the credits. Seriously, I was a tester. Before Space Marine 2 came out, I don't know if it's still a thing. There's a community that still plays that game. There is a Discord where people are still setting up matches to continue playing that game. You know, I haven't tried Total Warhammer yet. Like, I don't know much about fantasy Warhammer. It's like I used to be a complete nerd for 40k. I know I'm out of the loop since I took such a long break from it. Fantasy, never had a chance to really get into that. Heard it's amazing though, and I heard the Total War games are nuts. Alright. Yeah, that's good. You're gonna let that dry for a little bit, then we're gonna do the wash. Okay. Well, that's right. Let's take a look at Kagano. See how well he turned out. So dried up. Oh, come on, it was focused there for a second. Yep, there he goes. Oh, I think he's looking pretty good. I know his jacket and boots are supposed to be black, but I try to do something a little bit different. I'm happy with how this turned out. Alright, Stern. Time for your wash. Where's the black wash? Here we go. On nooks and crannies. Make sure it's wet enough so it doesn't override any of the other paint we got on there. Okay, that should be plenty. Actually, that's a little bit too much. Let's do a little bit of a dab. Be gentle. Oh, we forgot. We're supposed to paint the bolt pistol gray. Completely forgot about that. I'm gonna do that in a minute after this dries up. Alright, gonna set that there. When that dries, this is organize this thing a little bit. Again, I want to show off Battle Tank my brother 3D printed for me. Got all the turrets and stuff. This is, I should put it away. First time I use magnets, so got to spawn soon as it's snapping right on there. Nice. Yep, that's where my Blood Ravens army that I haven't worked on in a while. And I showed this off earlier. My Chaos army. With the Forge Fiend, this teal, I mixed in silver when I was making the teal, so it has like a little bit of the glittery, like a metallic sheen. Like it's hard to tell, not a sheen, but if you look really close, you can kind of see the glitter is kind of hard to tell, but that's the silver mixed in with that paint. And I try to do the same thing with Kagano with his these little energy things. So that's the Forge Fiend. Oh, and this is the, since I had like extra pieces from the Forge Fiend, I used those extra pieces to make the Molar Fiend, but I didn't have the body piece. So went to Goodwill, got a little like a truck, and the truck is the body and the wheels, and the legs with the wheels. But yeah, the arms. I just noticed I didn't finish painting this thing. The parts of it are just on. Yeah, I got. Maybe my Chaos Space Marine army is what I should do next. Yeah, I like making my like all my units look battle worn. Like I don't like them looking like, oh, they just came off the factory line. Nah, they need to look beat up. You know, if orcs still had looted wagons, yeah. When I first got into the game, I think it was like when 4th edition was moving into 5th edition, and orcs had a vehicle called Looted Wagon. There was not a model for the Looted Wagon. It was whatever you made to be a Looted Wagon. So you could take any vehicle model from any army, orcify it. Didn't even have to be a model from any army, just anything to make it look like some scrapyard vehicle, and boom, that was your Looted Wagon. I made 2 of them. One out of a Lehman Russ tank and one out of a Chimera, like the Imperial Guard Chimera. And I beat them up. Like I broke off some pieces and re-glued them to make it look like really scrappy. Really proud of those pieces. I don't have them in reach right now. They're stored away. And then I think it was 6th edition came around. Got rid of looted wagons. Orcs no longer had looted wagons. Those tank models I had, can't use them anymore. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th edition. 10th edition, orcs don't even have tanks anymore. They have race cars. They have the battle wagons are still around, but that's it. They don't have tanks. Oh yeah, 1 extra inch because you painted red. Made sure all my vehicles had that. I even put that on my bikes, even though the bikes didn't have that roll. I love that roll. Like 5th edition was really like orcs. 5th edition was really wacky. There was so much random stuff, so many crazy rules. But 10th edition orcs, they're kind of tamed. They don't have like any of the wackiness. Okay, let's get the bolt pistol painted gray. It's kind of in the back here. Just a little bit of gray. A little bit washed out, still a little bit wet, but that's fine. This adds to the weather effect, or the weather rin effect. All right, there we go. Ephrael Stern. One of the most powerful characters in the Imperium, was currently hidden away, probably in the Black Library, where Game Workshops is kind of, I think, just forgot about her. But hey, now that all the Primarchs are coming back, maybe she'll come back too. Hey, come on, focus. It's out of my camera. Up close, slowly. There we go. Base is kind of messed up. I could probably touch that up. Yep. I got the original Imperium and Eldar power couple before Gilliman and what's her name took over. Yep. So I'm happy with that. I'm so glad I did this. Now, future painting streams might be a while. Like I said, I need to get my brother to print me out some stuff. Right now I'm kind of, I need to be really tight with money. Me and Celia, we're saving up for something big, and every little bit counts, So I don't know when the next time I'm going to be doing a painting stream. I love doing these streams. I mean, I love the chill vibes. I love painting. So next time I stream, I'm probably going to be doing more video games. But once I can paint, I will. But then might not be for a while. Bringing back the factions. Yeah, like I remember when the sisters, like in 5th and 6th edition, like not many people cared about them. 7th edition, that's when Game Workshops tried to bring them back. When they brought out a 7th edition codex, I actually did a review on the codex on my old YouTube channel. They pretty much just brought back the old, I think 5th edition codex and just made it digital. They didn't make a hard copy. But it was 8th edition where when they made completely new models for the sisters. Because until 8th edition, they only ever had the old metal models. That's when the sisters really blew up. So, with the story advancing, we had all the old Primarchs coming back. Maybe Ephrael Stern will come back and do something. It'll be awesome if they do. But hey, thanks a lot for showing up and chilling out with us. Everybody is chilling out. Hope you enjoyed. Hey, next time I stream, gonna be some video games. Eventually, we'll get back to doing some painting. But right now, I gotta get to bed. I'm an old man. I can't stay up that late. So hey, you all take care. Later.